I was working as a janitor at a strip club, with nothing to my name but my father's ring. Little did I know that ring would unlock my secret legacy as heir to the most powerful Mafia in North America. The world thought I was a nobody, but they were about to learn who Aiden Callahan really was. You have 24 hours to come up with the money, or you're getting evicted. Aiden Callahan's landlord slammed the door in his face. God, I'm so screwed. He needed money for rent and his girlfriend's birthday by tomorrow. Vanessa was the only good thing he had in his life, and he wanted to impress her with something special. He needed a Hail Mary, fast. An hour later, he looked up at the pawn shop storefront with a sigh. He twisted his gold ring with the green stone off of his finger for the first time in his life. It was the only thing of value he had left. This better work. The bell above the pawn shop door jingled as he stepped inside. Behind the counter, a stout man looked up from a magazine. "What can I get for it?" Aiden placed the ring gently on the glass. The man's eyes fell on the ring and he slowly stood upright, eyes narrowing. "Where the hell did you get that?" he demanded. "Is it worth something?" Aiden asked, looking at the clock. He was running out of time. Suddenly, the shopkeeper had a gun pointed at Aiden. Aiden quickly stepped back, hands raised. "I'll ask one more time. Where did you get the ring?" "Look, I don't want trouble. You want it or not?" Aiden asked. "I don't know who put you up to this, kid." The man grabbed the ring, shoved it back into Aiden's hand, and pointed to the door. "But get it out of my store, and don't ever show your face here again." As soon as the door slammed behind Aiden, the shopkeeper locked it, flipped the sign to closed, and made a call to the one number he still knew by heart. "The tiger is back." Outside, Aiden cursed in frustration. "I came all this way for nothing." He slid the ring back on his finger and stared at it. What the hell just happened? Why did that guy react to the ring that way? It was his father's ring, the only thing he had left of him. He'd never forget the day he got it. "Run, Aiden! Hurry, son! Get out of here, or these people will kill you too!" Samuel groaned, clutching the bullet wound in his leg. His 5-year-old son, Aiden, just stood there, looking down at his father writhing on the ground in pain. "No, Dad, I'm not leaving you here." Samuel could see the men searching for them from where they were hiding. They had escaped into a dark alley, but it was only a matter of time before they were spotted. "Come on, Tiger, don't be stubborn. You've got a long life ahead of you. Don't waste it on a dying old man. Just go." Samuel slid a gold ring with a bright green gemstone off his finger and handed it to Aiden. "Take good care of this for me, okay?" Aiden nodded and squeezed the ring tightly in his small fist. Samuel pulled himself to his feet, gripped the trigger of his gun, and limped out into the street to face the men standing by his car. Aiden watched from the shadows as Samuel and the other men exchanged fire. Aiden looked on in horror as bullets flew through the alleyway, and then a man with a scarred face took a shot that went straight to his father's chest. The kill shot. Samuel's knees buckled, and he fell to the ground with a thud. With his last breath, Samuel looked up at Aiden. "Remember the face of the man who shot me, Tiger. Promise me you'll make that bastard pay." "Dad!" Aiden shouted. It had been one of the worst days of his life, and he still didn't know why his father was murdered. Orphaned at a young age, he had been on his own ever since. His life felt like an endless grind. Later that night, Aiden was on his hands and knees, scrubbing glitter and God knows what else off a stripper pole at the club where he worked. "Yo, Cinderella!" a voice barked above him. Aiden rolled his eyes, knowing who it was without looking up. Derek Branson. Trust fund baby. Regular VIP who was arrogant as hell and obsessed with Aiden's girlfriend, Vanessa. Derek laughed as he poured out his drink on the floor at Aiden's feet. "You missed a spot." Laughter erupted from the table behind him. Aiden forced a smile and kept cleaning. Derek leaned in close. "I'd kill myself if I were you. You're a ghost in this city, man. Vanessa is wasting her time with a nobody like you." Aiden stood, shoulders tense. I could take this guy out with a single blow, but he couldn't afford to lose this job. So he said nothing and stood his ground. "Got something to say?" Derek was begging for a fight. "Yeah, I didn't think so. Some people are born kings. Others were made to clean up after them." And Derek was right. Some people were born kings. Aiden was one of them. He just didn't know it yet. The next night, when Aiden reached Vanessa's apartment, loud music was coming from inside. That's weird, he thought. She didn't mention a birthday party. A few moments later, Vanessa answered the door in a sexy and obviously expensive new dress. Aiden was shocked to see that Vanessa's apartment was packed wall to wall with guests. He suddenly realized that everyone in the room was staring at him. He offered her the cupcake he spent the last of his money on. "Happy birthday, Vanessa." Derek appeared in the doorway behind Vanessa. "Why be with someone who can only afford to buy you a cupcake when I can buy you the whole bakery?" Derek sneered. Then he leaned in and kissed Vanessa. Aiden's heart sank, while everyone else in the room laughed and cheered wildly. "Derek and I are together now," Vanessa announced, reaching for Derek's hand. "It's over, Aiden. You can't afford me." "Run along, loser," Derek mocked. And then he grabbed the cupcake Aiden was holding and threw it at his head. But Aiden was quick and easily dodged it. Then he lunged at Derek, and there was a loud crack as Aiden's fist connected with his nose. Derek looked down in shock as blood spattered onto his expensive suit. "You're going to regret that," he growled. Aiden grabbed a bottle of vodka and stormed out of the apartment, slamming the door shut behind him. Little did they know, Aiden would rise to become the most powerful man in the city. The next morning, Aiden was woken up by a hard slap across his face. "Who are you, and how did you get into my room? What have you done to me?" Aiden was shocked to see that he was lying naked in bed next to a girl he didn't recognize. "I have no idea," he started to explain. Suddenly, the door to the hotel room burst open, and Harvey Stone stormed in, followed by Shane Stone, Ava's brother. "It's not what it looks like, Grandpa. Please let me explain," Ava begged him. Harvey shook his head, his eyes dark with anger. "You know very well what my rules are, and what happens when you break them. I was taking a big risk tapping you to be the first female CEO of Stone Co. Your behavior is unacceptable, and I expect you to withdraw your candidacy immediately." "I don't remember anything," Ava stammered. Aiden shook his head. "Neither do I." "Exactly," Harvey exclaimed. "You knew exactly what the stakes were, yet you chose to do this anyway. There are no exceptions, unless—" Harvey stroked his chin thoughtfully. "What is it, Grandpa? Tell me. I'll do whatever you want," Ava pleaded. Harvey pointed at Aiden. "Marry him, and I'll let you keep your shares and stay in the running for CEO. It's the only way to save your reputation." "Don't I get any say in the matter? I'm the one who will have to spend the rest of my life with him." "Of course you do, but if you say no, you're out of the running for CEO, and your shares in the company will go to Shane. It's that simple." Shane smiled maliciously, all too pleased with the turn of events. Ava huffed. "Fine, I'll marry him." "Wise decision. Do you agree, son?" Ava looked at Aiden with pleading eyes. "I don't know what happened last night, but I don't want to ruin this woman's life," Aiden thought. "Besides, Ava is beautiful, and the Stones seem to be very rich. How bad could it be?" "I'll marry her," Aiden agreed. Harvey nodded. "There's a big party at Cyrus's place tonight. Bring him there and announce your engagement. Do not disappoint me again, Ava." Later that night, Aiden and Ava sat in the back of a black car in silence on the way to the party. Aiden nervously fidgeted with the ring on his finger, rotating it in circles. "Take that ring off before we go in," Ava said suddenly. "It's ugly." Aiden shook his head. "This ring is very important to me. I can't take it off." It was all he had left of his father. "The only time I ever took it off, I got a gun pulled on me. Not doing that again." Ava rolled her eyes and didn't speak to Aiden again for the rest of the trip. As soon as they arrived at Cyrus's house, Aiden noticed that men carrying semi-automatic weapons were patrolling the grounds and flanking the entrance. What the hell, he wondered. Is Ava's family tied to the mob? He followed Ava into the house and was starstruck when he saw Ben Jameson across the room. Oh my God, he's my idol. He was one of the wealthiest, most powerful men in the city. A real estate mogul and finance genius, the man was a Chicago god. And then he heard a voice that made him want to punch a wall. "Hey, what are you doing here, loser?" It was Derek, Vanessa's new boyfriend. Want me to give you a fresh reminder of what happened last time? Aiden threatened. Derek got into a fighting stance. You got lucky. This time I'm ready for you. Suddenly, a well-dressed man appeared. What the hell is going on here? This man snuck into your party, Cyrus, Derek replied. Cyrus looked Aiden up and down. Suddenly he noticed Aiden's ring, and his expression immediately changed. Come with me, he told Aiden. Aiden looked around and realized he didn't have a choice. He followed Cyrus. Derek was smirking as he watched Aiden go. Thanks for taking out the trash, Cyrus. Ava watched nervously as Aiden disappeared into Cyrus's office. Can I see that ring you're wearing? Cyrus asked Aiden as soon as they were alone. Aiden covered the ring with his hand protectively. Why? What is going on with this ring? People are either obsessed with it or want nothing to do with it. Don't worry, I'm not going to steal it. I just want to see something, please. Aiden finally took off the ring and handed it to Cyrus, who studied it carefully. When Cyrus saw the T inscribed on the inside of the ring, his mouth fell open. Tiger, it's you. It's really you, he shouted. Aiden was in shock. The only other person who had ever called him Tiger was his father. But how could Cyrus know that? Aiden wondered. I can't believe we finally found you. I have been looking for you for years. 18 years, to be exact, Cyrus exclaimed. Did you know my father? Aiden managed to sputter, his heart pounding in his chest. I didn't just know your father. We were business partners. Cyrus pointed to a picture of 3 men hanging on the wall. The 3 of us built a business empire together worth billions of dollars. In the photo, Aiden's father, Samuel, was standing next to a younger version of Cyrus and a 3rd man with a large scar on his face that Aiden didn't recognize, at least not at first. Why does that other man look so familiar, Aiden wondered, fixated on the man's scar. He heard his father's voice. Remember the face of the man who shot me, Tiger. Promise me you'll make that bastard pay. Suddenly it all came back to him. The man with the scar looked exactly like the man from his memory. That's the man who killed my dad. There on the wall was the man who betrayed Samuel and killed him in cold blood. No, it can't be. Aiden's eyes flashed with rage as he stared at the photo. Play it cool, Aiden told himself. If you want to avenge your father, you have to wait until the time is right to strike. This other man in the photo, who is he? That's Raymond Castor. He was a business partner of mine and your father's. Together the 3 of us ran the Tiger Group. Cyrus explained. What's the Tiger Group? The Tiger Group is the most powerful Mafia syndicate in Chicago, and it all belongs to you now. It's your father's legacy and your inheritance. Aiden was unable to believe what he was hearing. My father ran the Mafia. Cyrus nodded. The Tiger Group made Chicago what it is. We're the ones who control this city behind the scenes, the politicians, the police, the newspapers, all of it. Sure, we may use some less than desirable means from time to time, but Chicago is built on corruption. If we weren't running things, some other gang would be. Ultimately, we make this town better, and we have a duty to keep it that way. It's up to you now. Me? Aiden stammered. I'm just a delivery boy, an orphan. Cyrus clutched Aiden by the shoulders. Wrong. You're the son of a Mafia kingpin, one of the greatest that ever lived. It's in your blood. Listen to me closely, Aiden. We can't let the Tiger Group fall into the wrong hands. We'll lose everything your father worked so hard for. Cyrus released his grip on Aiden, pacing back and forth. When your father died, Raymond took over operations. Then, before he passed away, he handed control down to his son, Maximilian Castor. Max is in charge now, but you should be in control. It was your father's last wish. Aiden looked into Cyrus's eyes. Do you have any idea who killed my father? No, sadly I don't, but one day we'll find out. Aiden's mind began to race. Raymond could have killed my father to seize control. He began to wonder if he should tell Cyrus about this. No, I just met this Cyrus guy. Who knows if I can trust him? For all I know, he was in on betraying my father too. He decided to hold back and keep his memories a secret for now. Cyrus interrupted Aiden's train of thought. Our biggest worry is Dominic Grayson, the boss of a rival Mafia organization that's as powerful as we are. We also believe there's a spy lurking within the Tiger Group. Aiden furrowed his brow. A spy? Cyrus nodded. We're working on trying to figure out who it is, but in the meantime, you need to watch out for Dominic and his men. Chances are he's hunting you down, looking for you. If you're alive, that's a threat to Dominic and his organization. Suddenly, Cyrus checked the time on his watch. It's dangerous for us to keep talking like this. He pulled out a thick stack of bills, forcing them into Aiden's hand. Take this. You'll need it. Max is out of town right now, but once he's back, we can discuss how to get you back in charge where you belong. For now, you should keep your identity a secret until we figure out who the mole is and decide on our next move. Why the secrecy? Can I really trust this guy? This is your legacy. It's time to take back what's yours. Cyrus ushered him to the door to the office. Promise me for now you'll lay low. If I'm going to get to the bottom of why my father was murdered, it's better to keep my identity hidden. For now, and then I'll have my revenge on everyone who treated me like I was dirt. Aiden nodded. Good. I'll be in contact soon. No, Dad, I'm not leaving you here. That night, Aiden found himself back in the dark alley where his father Samuel was killed. He watched as his father pulled himself to his feet, raising his gun to fire at the men standing by his car. As Aiden watched his dad limp away, the distorted and blurred faces of the men attacking his father grew clearer. Suddenly, Aiden's vision came into sharp focus. A man with a big scar running down the center of his face fired a gun right at Samuel. No! Aiden cried out. Aiden woke up, once again drenched in sweat. He relived the nightmare of his father's death every single night. Although this time he knew the name of the man with the scar, Raymond Caster. Aiden was trying to piece everything together. Could Raymond really be the one who killed my father? Aiden wiped the sweat from his brow, and then he saw the time. Shit, I'm totally screwed. Sorry, I'm late. I'm here. Aiden called out as he hurried through the front door where he worked. I overslept. Before he could even take 2 steps inside, Eric, Aiden's co-worker, blocked his path. Don't worry, I already took the liberty of telling the boss for you. He wants to see you in his office. Aiden groaned. Thanks a lot, Eric. He slumped his shoulders and headed to the back room. When Aiden walked in, his boss, a large, imposing man with a thick beard, leaned back in his chair, grimacing. Where have you been? He grumbled. I'm sorry, sir. I got caught up in something. I can't tell my boss the truth. I have to keep my identity a secret. That's your best excuse. Aiden's boss folded his arms. Do you have any idea how behind we are on deliveries because of you? And now you have the nerve to just waltz in here like nothing happened? I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Aiden's boss stood up and pointed at the door. Oh, I know it won't happen again because you're fired. Get out. Aiden's jaw dropped. Fired? I can't be fired. I need this job. If this guy had any idea who he was firing right now. Are you going to leave quietly, or do I need to ask my friends here to help? Aiden spotted 2 tough-looking guys standing outside of his boss's office. Okay, fine, I'll go, but you owe me the rest of my pay for last week. Aiden's boss laughed. Oh, is that so? He snapped his fingers. Guys, show Aiden here to the curb. Without hesitating, the 2 hired thugs started for Aiden. Without even thinking, Aiden's instincts took over. He grabbed one of the thug's arms and pulled it toward the ground, throwing him off balance and causing him to trip over his own body weight. Seeing this, the other thug charged at Aiden. But Aiden threw a punch, knocking the other thug's teeth out. The thug fell straight back, landing on the ground with a solid thud. That's right, I'm the Tiger, boys. You really thought you could take on the future of the Mafia? In the blink of an eye, both thugs were lying unconscious on the ground. Aiden's boss trembled in fear. Okay, fine. Aiden's boss scribbled on a check on his desk. Here's what I owe you for last week. Now, will you just get out of here? Aiden smirked as he took the check. Sure thing, boss. Thanks for everything. Looks like my days as a delivery boy are over. Later that night, Aiden's phone rang. The words unknown number flashed across the screen. Hello? Aiden, it's me, Cyrus. The corners of Aiden's mouth curled into a smile. Cyrus? I was beginning to think last night was just a dream. I assure you, Aiden, this is no dream. There's someone I want you to meet. He's going to help you become the Tiger, Cyrus explained. His name is Ben Jameson. Ben Jameson, like the Ben Jameson? Aiden's breath caught in his throat. The one and only. Aiden scoffed. He's one of the most successful entrepreneurs of the last decade. He owns half the real estate in the city. No one gets elected in this town without his backing. The man is a Chicago legend. Well now, he works for you, Aiden. What? Ben Jameson works for me? That's right. Jameson is one of our key contacts in the Tiger Group, and he can help you take back what's rightfully yours. But heads up, Ben won't take orders from you without a little persuading. Meet us at the Sapphire Club, tonight. The Sapphire Club is one of the most exclusive clubs in Chicago. They'll never let me in the front door, Cyrus, Aiden said, gripping his phone tightly. Don't be ridiculous. Cyrus chuckled. I own that club. You'll have no trouble getting in. Besides, you're the Tiger now. You're the most powerful boss in Chicago. But I'm not the boss yet, Aiden reminded him. Not officially, that's true, but once you get Ben Jameson on board, you'll be one step closer to reclaiming your legacy and getting the Tiger Group back on track. Good point. I'll be there soon, Aiden replied. Aiden stepped out of the cab in front of the Sapphire Club, paying the driver with some of the bills Cyrus had given him. He took a few steps forward toward the door, but a large bouncer placed his arm in front of him. Just where do you think you're going, man? The bouncer towered over Aiden. He was well over 6 feet tall and shredded. There's a private event tonight. Not just anybody can get in. He looked Aiden up and down. The bouncer started laughing to himself, taking in the sight of Aiden's appearance. Especially not guys like you. Aiden knew what people saw when they looked at him. He wasn't decked out head to toe in designer labels or flashy accessories. He just looked like a common delivery boy. Not anymore, tough guy, Aiden thought. I'm a whole new man now. Aiden sighed. Look, I'm supposed to meet somebody inside. His name is Cyrus. He owns the place. Yeah, right. Heard that one before. The bouncer snickered. Beat it, dude, before this gets ugly. Suddenly, Aiden heard familiar voices behind him. Hey, look who it is, Vanessa. It's your pathetic boyfriend. Oh, shut up, Derek. He's not my boyfriend. He's not even my ex-boyfriend. We only went out a few times. Derek and Vanessa approached the entrance to the Sapphire Club, decked out in expensive clothes. Vanessa wore a tight red dress that showcased all of her curves, while Derek was clad in a bright white sports coat and a gold chain. Aiden felt his hands curling into fists as they got closer. Sorry, Derek, but the only pathetic person around here is you, you spoiled prick. Derek reeled his head back, laughing hysterically. Oh, that is too good. You got me. I'm the pathetic one. That is some big talk from a guy who they won't even let inside. Vanessa smirked. What's gotten into you, Aiden? Are you drunk or something? I've never heard you talk like this before. What's a dipshit like you doing here anyway? Derek wiped tears from his eyes, still laughing. Making a delivery? This time Derek's insult had touched a nerve. Watch your mouth, douchebag, Aiden snarled, raising his fists. Derek stepped forward, venom in his eyes. You want to go, you piece of shit? I've been looking for an excuse to finally put you in your place. Aiden sneered. You think you have what it takes to beat me? Fat chance. Okay, I've had enough of this, said the bouncer, stepping toward Aiden, cracking his knuckles. It's time to get out of here, little guy. I can't have you bothering our customers. As the bouncer placed his beefy hand on Aiden's shoulder, an expensive-looking luxury car screeched up to the sidewalk. Cyrus stepped out, followed by a tall man in a custom suit. Ben Jameson. Aiden recognized him immediately. Cyrus stepped up to the bouncer. Want to tell me what the hell is going on here? This young man is with me. Now move aside. The bouncer quickly did as he was told. Aiden turned around to look at Vanessa and Derek as he walked away. Both of their jaws were on the ground. He couldn't help but chuckle. Oh, and one more thing, Cyrus said, turning back toward the bouncer. You're fired, effective immediately. Inside, the Sapphire Club was packed. Hundreds of the most attractive nightlifers in Chicago crowded the dance floor. Wow, this place is amazing. Aiden took in the sights, feeling the pulse of the music in his veins. Cyrus led Aiden and Ben to a private corner booth, obscured from the view of the other club-goers. Cyrus snapped his fingers. As soon as he did, a bartender appeared. "We'll have a bottle of the private reserve champagne." "Right away, sir. Welcome, Mr. Jameson." The bartender scurried away, frantic. Within seconds, the bottle appeared before them, engraved with the Sapphire Club logo. The bartender poured each of them a glass and then hurried away once again. Cyrus turned to Aiden. "Well, go ahead. This is your show now." Aiden turned to face Ben. "Mr. Jameson, it's so great to finally meet you in person. I've heard a lot about you. My name is Aiden Callahan. I'm the Tiger." Ben furrowed his brow. "You're Samuel's son?" He eyed Aiden up and down, seemingly unsure. Cyrus nodded in approval. "It's time we got things back to the way they should be. Aiden's ready to take over and carry on his father's legacy, but we need your help." Ben suddenly burst out laughing. Cyrus and Aiden both furrowed their brows. I'm sorry for laughing. It's just—" Ben took a quick sip of his champagne. "You think you can just walk in here and say that you're the Tiger? Why should I take your word for it?" "He's wearing the ring," Cyrus pointed out. Ben glanced down at Aiden's hand. "So I see. But jewelry alone means nothing. If you really are who you say you are, then you should be able to back it up. How the hell am I supposed to convince Ben Jameson who I really am?" Aiden shifted his weight. "What did you have in mind? How?" Ben smirked. "How about you prove it? You and me, mano a mano. No weapons, no nothing. You're going to have to take me in a fair fight. If you win, I'll help you reclaim the Tiger Group. If you lose, you can forget it. So, what do you say, kid? Am I really going to fight Ben Jameson to prove myself? This man could make or break me with the snap of his finger. Is this some twisted reverse psychology?" Aiden wasn't sure what the right move was. He'll never respect me or believe me if I don't accept his challenge. If he wants a fight, I'm going to give him the best fight of my life. Aiden stood up. "Let's go. Right here and right now." Aiden locked eyes with Ben Jameson, fully prepared to fight him right there in the middle of the Sapphire Club. "Take it easy, you two," Cyrus interrupted, jumping between them. "This is a nightclub, not a fight club. There's a sparring ring downstairs in the basement. Come on." Aiden took in the sight of the basement beneath the Sapphire Club. It was configured like a makeshift boxing ring. Ben removed his coat and rolled up his sleeves, unbuttoning the top button on his shirt. "You know, Aiden, I've never lost a fight." Aiden scoffed. "Well, then this should be a nice change of pace for you." Ben leapt over the ropes and paced around the makeshift ring, standing poised to attack underneath the lone light bulb. He was larger and taller than Aiden, with a tough square jaw and imposing muscles. Aiden dipped under the ropes to face off with his middle-aged opponent. "Best of luck, Aiden." Ben chuckled. Aiden sneered. "Thanks, but I don't need luck. I'm going to make Ben Jameson regret challenging me to a fight, or I'll die trying. This is for you, Dad." Without wasting another second, Ben charged at Aiden. Aiden quickly ducked out of the way, narrowly missing a punch. Ben tried a roundhouse kick. Aiden bent backward, watching as Ben's perfectly polished patent leather shoe barely missed his jaw. "Huh, impressive. You know how to stay light on your feet." Ben wiped sweat off his brow. "But do you know how to throw a punch?" Ben pointed straight at his jaw. "Come on, hit me. Hit me right here." Aiden blinked. Is he really giving me a free shot? Aiden went in for a punch, but before he could hit, Ben grabbed Aiden's arm and punched him back with his free hand. Aiden reeled around, dazed, and then before he knew what was happening, Ben slammed Aiden to the ground by the throat. "Rule number 1, never trust your opponent," Ben said through gritted teeth. Aiden gasped for air. His fingers clawed at Ben's forearms, but Ben's grip only tightened. Aiden's strength was slipping, the edges of his vision blurring to black. Then he heard his father's voice. "Promise me you'll make that bastard pay. Promise me, son." Aiden's eyes fluttered. Ben sneered. "You're finished, Callahan." But Aiden wasn't done, not yet. He had a promise to keep. Digging deep, Aiden summoned all of the energy he had left. Everything depended on this moment. It was now or never for Aiden Callahan. Ben shifted his weight, and that was the opening Aiden needed. With a sudden surge, he rolled his shoulder under, bucking his hips to throw Ben's balance off. Aiden slammed his forearm into Ben's ribs, twisted again, and tore himself free, gasping as air seared his lungs. Ben growled in pain. Then he smiled, staring back at Aiden. "Good. You already know rule number 2. Always stay one step ahead." The fight went on, and it was exhausting, but Aiden could tell Ben was starting to lose steam. "That's it. Wear yourself out, old man. Then I go in for the kill." Ben threw some more quick punches Aiden's way, but Aiden was faster. He rapidly sidestepped every punch, perfectly dodging Ben's fists. "Stay focused. Remember why you're doing this. You're so close." Ben's breathing grew labored. Seizing his opportunity, Aiden threw a hard punch at Ben's jaw. Letting out a roar, Ben dove toward Aiden and tried to pin him to the ground. As he ran, Aiden ducked to the ground and kicked his leg out in a wide circle, knocking Ben off balance. Ben collapsed on the ground. Aiden quickly placed his foot on Ben's back, holding a fist above his face. "Give up, Ben. I've got you pinned. It's over." Ben exhaled sharply, pinned to the ground. He was clearly frustrated, but a look of pride flashed across his face. "You really are the Tiger, aren't you? I can't believe I just took down Ben Jameson." "Holy shit!" Cyrus clapped in approval, looking at Aiden with pride. "Tomorrow, come by my office, Aiden. I have a new job for you. I heard you lost your old one." Aiden's jaw dropped. "How did you know?" "We have eyes everywhere in the Tiger Group." Cyrus winked. "Is Cyrus having me watched?" Aiden couldn't shake the doubt from his mind all night, but that didn't stop him from going to Shaw Industries for his new job the next morning. "Well, well, well, look who's here." Aiden heard a familiar voice and turned to see Ava's brother Shane and his cronies walking toward him. "I almost didn't recognize you with clothes on," Shane said sarcastically. "What are you doing here, delivering bagels?" His henchman snickered. Aiden was fuming. "Get out of my way." "Where do you think you're going?" Shane said, blocking his path. Shane's men formed a line behind him, creating a barricade. "Let me give you some friendly advice," Shane said to Aiden in a low voice. "You were born a poor loser, and the sooner you accept that, the easier your life is going to be." Just as Aiden was gearing up to punch him in the face, a beautiful woman approached them in a white blouse, black skirt, and heels. "Aiden Callahan?" Aiden cleared his throat. "Yes, that's me." "Come with me, please." Shane and his men couldn't take their eyes off the woman as she walked directly toward them. They stepped aside to let her pass. "Who is this woman, and what does she want with me?" Before he could say anything, the woman put her finger to her lips and signaled him to follow her. Aiden followed the mystery woman inside the building. "Did Cyrus send you to come get me?" Aiden still had no clue who this woman was, but she had helped him get away from Shane and his men without having to start a bloodbath. "You mean Mr. Shaw?" the woman replied as they reached the elevators. "That's what his employees call him. It might do you some good to remember that." "I didn't mean any disrespect," Aiden assured her. "He's an old friend of the family." The two of them were alone in an elevator, but the woman barely acknowledged him, rapidly texting on her phone. "Well, she sure doesn't seem to like me very much. Is she judging me based on my appearance?" Aiden wondered. When they reached the top floor, the woman led Aiden to her desk. "What kind of role are you looking for?" "I would like something in senior management," Aiden stated firmly. The woman stared at Aiden in disbelief. "We don't have any open senior management positions at the moment." Aiden didn't like the way this woman was speaking to him. "I have to keep my identity secret for now, but that doesn't mean I'm going to let this snooty secretary boss me around." "What's your name?" Aiden replied. "Rachel." "Listen, Rachel, you asked me what kind of role I wanted, and I told you. Now you can either talk to Cyrus and find something suitable for me, or I will do it myself. What's it going to be?" Rachel squinted her eyes and sized Aiden up. "I'll speak to Mr. Shaw as soon as he gets in." Aiden smiled. "I look forward to hearing from you. Oh, by the way, Mr. Shaw left something for you." She handed an envelope sitting on her desk to Aiden. Inside the envelope was a check for $10,000 and a note. "Here's some more cash to tide you over. Go to Broadway Bank. They'll take care of you." Aiden grinned. Good old Cyrus. When Aiden arrived at the bank, he slid the check Cyrus had given him under the glass. "I'd like to cash a check," Aiden replied. The teller, whose name badge identified him as Perry, wrinkled when he saw the amount of the check. He held it up to the light and examined it closely. Then he looked Aiden up and down. "Nice try," Perry sneered. "Do you think I'm an idiot? There's no way this is real." He ripped the check up into tiny pieces. "What the hell are you doing? Stop!" Aiden shouted. Perry ignored him and waved over the security guard. "Get this man out of here. He is trying to cash fake checks. Next time I'm calling the police," he warned Aiden. Security guards surrounded Aiden from all sides. One of them grabbed his shoulder. "Don't touch me!" Aiden pulled free from his grip. "What's going on here?" Aiden heard a familiar deep voice. He turned to see Ben Jameson. The security guards immediately stood at attention. "I'll take care of this from here." Ben gave Aiden a discreet wink. "Follow me." The security guards stepped aside as Aiden followed Ben out of the lobby. Once they were alone, Ben whispered, "This bank is one of yours. It belongs to the Tiger Group. Come on, there's someone I want to introduce you to." When they entered the manager's office, the manager immediately jumped up from his desk. "Ben, what a surprise. I wasn't expecting you today." "Hello, David. Speaking of surprises, do you have any idea who this gentleman is?" David looked Aiden up and down and shook his head. "No idea." Then his eyes caught on Aiden's ring and his mouth fell open. "Oh my God, are you the Tiger?" Aiden remained silent, not sure how to react. Ben nudged Aiden. "David is one of our captains. You can trust him." Aiden smiled and shook David's hand. David began rattling off questions. "How long have you been back? Where were you all these years? What can I do for you?" "Take it easy, David. No one else can know he's here," Ben warned. "He's operating behind the scenes until Maximilian gets back." David nodded. "Understood. You can't be too careful these days, especially with a spy inside our ranks." Aiden cocked an eyebrow. "You know about the spy?" "Of course, all of the captains know," David explained. "Anyway, now that you're back, please let me know if there's ever anything I can do for you, Tiger." "There is one thing I could use your help with," Aiden replied. Meanwhile, on the other side of Chicago, Dominic Grayson was lounging by a pool wearing nothing but a Speedo, dark sunglasses, and a gold chain around his neck. Two girls in string bikinis snuggled up on either side of him. As he took a sip of his whiskey, one of his men came running out of the house. "Sir, we have just received word that the Tiger has returned," the man whispered. Dominic calmly lit a cigar with a smile. "Having someone on the inside of the Tiger Group is proving very useful," he muttered to himself, and then he threw his head back, laughing deviously. "Who is the spy inside the Tiger Group, and how much have they already revealed?" "What should we do, sir?" the man asked, awaiting orders. Dominic puffed on his cigar thoughtfully. "Figure out who the Tiger is, and kill him." After getting a brand-new car, courtesy of Ben Jameson, Aiden was on his way to Sapphire Club for lunch when he drove past Club Kane. Dominic Grayson owns that club, Aiden thought. That place has to be swarming with his thugs. Not a good idea to stop there. Then another thought occurred to him. Actually, this might be a good chance to gather some intel on the enemy. If I'm going to take Dominic out, I'm going to need to know his weaknesses. A mischievous smile flashed across his face. "Club Kane it is." Aiden parked outside. Club Kane was owned by Dominic Grayson, the second most powerful mob boss in Chicago. Having lunch here will be the perfect way to take a look around without being noticed. It's dangerous, but it might be worth the risk to learn more about Dominic and his gang, Aiden reasoned. Suddenly his phone rang. It was Cyrus. "I heard you had an interesting day, Tiger," he mused. "You could say that," Aiden laughed. "Congratulations on the new wheels." "Cyrus always seems to know what I'm doing and where I've been. Does he have somebody following for security purposes or because he's keeping an eye on me?" "Thank you, Cyrus, for everything," Aiden said, pushing his fears aside. "It's only what you deserve," Cyrus replied. "Speaking of which, I found the perfect job for you at Safe Tech." Aiden scrunched his brows. "I thought I was going to be working at Shaw Industries, with you." "That's what I thought too at first, but Safe Tech has an open senior management position, and I realized it's probably better if we don't work too closely together." Cyrus lowered his voice to a whisper. "I can't trust anyone these days." "So I'm assuming the Tiger Group has spies too?" Cyrus chuckled. "Of course. While Dominic spies on us, we spy on Dominic. In this deadly game of chess we're playing, information is priceless. Is that why Cyrus has someone following me? I'm beginning to understand that, Aiden said, drumming his thumbs on the steering wheel. Just make sure you're being smart, Cyrus warned him. Don't do anything stupid and blow your cover. Aiden looked up at the entrance to Club Cane. I'll be careful, Cyrus, always. After his call with Cyrus, Aiden put his ring in his pocket and entered Club Cane. The scale of the space was impressive and nearly just as opulent as the Sapphire Club, only with a darker, seedier vibe. As they walked through the club to find a table, Aiden noticed that a lot of the clientele were carrying weapons in their suit pockets or tucked away in the back of their pants. I've got to watch my step around here. Everybody in here's armed. Aiden ate lunch and soaked in the atmosphere. Suddenly Aiden overheard two men talking. There's a rumor going around that the Tiger is alive and he's back in Chicago. Well, even if that's true, he's certainly no match for Dominic Grayson. Aiden cocked his head to one side, trying to eavesdrop on their conversation. But don't you think we should try to find him? Shut up, Johnny. We should do nothing. The Tiger isn't going to change anything. You can't even compare the Tiger to Dominic. Johnny sighed. Look, all I'm saying is that everybody knows that the Tiger and his mob are serious business. If he really is back, don't you think we should— Dude, I'd shut up if I were you, the other man interjected. It sounds like you think the Tiger is better than Dominic. Well, maybe he is, Johnny replied. The other man groaned. We'd better get out of here before somebody overhears your loud mouth. Without saying another word, the two men stood up, hurrying out of the club. As they did, Aiden noticed something strange. In a corner booth sitting by himself, Aiden spotted a peculiar-looking man with a dark suit watching Johnny and his friend leave. The man quietly threw some cash down on the table to pay his bill. Then he stood up and followed the two men out. He watched carefully as the man in the dark suit pulled out a gun and exited the club. Just as he was about to follow, a tall man smoking a cigar entered the club. Everyone seemed to go still and stare. He wore an expensive suit surrounded by lackeys clearing a path for him and keeping other guests at a distance. The man oozed power. A few men bowed as he walked past. That's when Aiden realized who it was. That must be Dominic Grayson, my mortal enemy. I'm going to find out what he is up to, or die trying, he told himself. Dominic walked toward the back of the club with another man at his side, deep in conversation. If I can get close to them, I might be able to hear what they are saying. Aiden made his way through the club, trying to keep a low profile. He was getting close to Dominic now, but he still could not hear what he was saying. Suddenly, the sound of a woman's high heels echoed behind him as a woman in a pencil skirt and white blouse crossed the room and walked up to Dominic. There you are, Dominic said when he saw her. He kissed her on one cheek and then the other. They were close. Wait a minute, Aiden thought. I know her. Aiden's heart thudded his chest with adrenaline. That's Rachel. What the hell is Cyrus's secretary doing here? Aiden's mind was spinning. Did Cyrus send her here, or is she doing this behind his back? Dominic wrapped an arm around her waist. Let's go. Dominic led Rachel and the other man into one of the back rooms. Aiden had come this far. He was too close to give up and too stubborn to let it go. He discreetly followed them down a dark hall, taking his chances. Damned with being careful. Forgive me, Cyrus. Aiden stayed in the shadows, keeping a safe distance. Dominic, Rachel, and the other man disappeared through a swinging door with a circular window. Aiden crept up to the door, peering inside. His heart plummeted. No, it can't be. I thought he was dead. He blinked in disbelief, but there was no denying it. He'd recognized that scar anywhere. The man speaking with Dominic was no other than Raymond Castor. Why did Cyrus tell me he was dead? A rush of fury and betrayal raced through Aiden's veins. He stared at the man who killed his father with a sudden urge of vengeance. I'll kill him with my bare hands. Just then, the click of a gun sounded in his ear. Move an inch and you're dead. Is Rachel the spy within the Tiger Group, or is she a useful pawn in Cyrus's game? Can Aiden trust Cyrus, or is he being set up just like his father was? Will Aiden figure out who the mole in the Tiger Group is before they blow his cover and destroy his rise to the top?
Install the Pocket FM app now within 1 minute to listen to the first 10 episodes for free. Download now before the offer disappears.